Hello, it's Kevin here. Welcome to video time. So, as you might know if you've been following on IELTS 9 Pro in Telegram, or if you've been watching on YouTube, I'm going to run down from Cambridge 17, 16, 15, 14, all the way down to number 1. We'll do all the general training, the letter tasks, the essays, academic task 1, etc. So, first of all, disclaimer, teaching, fair use, etc. And I wrote a sample for this one. This is from test 2, the police budget 1. I'll show you the pic in the channel. And let's just get this open. Yeah. So here we are, IELTS 9 Pro. So that's from the other day, so it should be, where's that picture? Let me find it. Yeah, right. Okay, this is what we're going to have a look at. So, as we can see, the police budget, income, outcome. So, as you know, you need to write at least 150 words. It's going to be maybe about 200, 180, 90 to get all the details in. We need a clear overview, usually for paragraph 2, that outlines the key trends and features. So you do introduction first, the table shows blah, blah, blah. Overall, that's gone up, that's gone down, that's the trend, that's changed, that's not changed. Then paragraph 3, maybe 4, figures and details. That's basically it. The one that I published yesterday, I'm not sure if you have seen it yet, that's a map. That's at one of the, the town of Norbiton, the industrial area. So you had like a map of Norbiton in the present and a future proposal for redevelopment. So that was yesterday's task. This one's the budget. So we've got a table and a couple of pie charts. So as we can see, for the budget, national government's gone down, up by a little bit. Local taxes also, so national government's gone up, local taxes up, other sources up a little bit. So in general, the trend is sources of income for the police budget increased. So that's pretty straightforward. And for the pie charts, we can see that the biggest proportion of expenditure is on salary for officers and staff. That's gone down, technology's increased, and buildings and transport remained unchanged. And is pretty much it. That's it, that's all we've got to talk about. So, close that off. So this is the sample first, we'll have a quick look. This is 188 words. Then, we'll take a look at yours. Whoever's. So I'm only taking the top 5, right? So the first 5 that come in, first come, first served. I'll take a look at those. So let's have a look at this at first. Okay, so table and pie charts detail the sources of funding for the police in some area in Britain in 2017 and 2018. Table shows where it came from, pie charts show what it was spent on. Okay, that's pretty easy. You just take the rubric, if it's a graph of a charts, what's on the axis, you've got to paraphrase it a little bit. Don't simply copy and paste it, but that's all you need for your introduction. Now, you must have an overview. Very important, if you don't have a clear overview, we looked at this in the previous one, you can't get more than 5 for task achievement. Okay, so overall we can see that funding from all sources increased, upward, a trend, key trend or feature, greatest funding growth coming from local taxes, expenditure increase on technology, buildings, expenditure on salaries went down. That's basically it. And then paragraph 3 and 4, figures and data. The government contributed this, which increased. Local taxes rose. Other sources showed a slight increase. Pie charts. Regarding spending, 75% declined, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to bother reading it out, but that's it. This one's pretty straightforward, yeah? So all that you need is just, I say, do your introduction, right? Try and get as much detail in as possible, because you can get a decent score if you do that. Matter of fact, I showed it yesterday, but I shall probably show it again. Criteria. Let me just get that file open, and I'll quickly show you what I mean. It's coming. Right. So task 1. Let me get my pen. Where are we? My pen. Okay. So no relevant information. So if you get all the details in, good score for task achievement. Now, you must have an overview. Key features clearly presented, highlighted. Right, clear overview. Main trends identified. Right, we've got to have it. Yeah. Overview, but here we go. If we don't have a clear overview, if we don't have one, that's what you get for task achievement. Okay, so you've got to clearly identify, not simply recount every single thing. What's the trend? That's gone up, that's gone down, that's changed, that's not changed. That's basically it. Okay, now there's the other stuff about grammar and vocab, organisation, but we shouldn't really need to talk about that because it's pretty straightforward. You can use the same structure for all different kind of task ones, right? So whether it's a map, a process, a chart, a table, all that you do, introduction, overview, figures and data. That's it. So that's pretty straightforward, yeah? I'll just leave that there for a second so you can pause it and you can see. But that's not too difficult. Okay, now let's have a look at yours. So I took the top 5. So let's take a look at these. The given table, our charts are precise. Are what you mean they show. Why do you need to say precise information? Why just simply say it shows. On, well, it's in the district of Britain. In which way? You mean in how police budget was earned? Well, it wasn't earned. It was allocated. It came from different sources. It wasn't earned. We didn't earn it. We didn't work for it and spent. So that needs a bit of changing there. Now, I might not be bothered to type out every single thing, but precise, in which way was earned, I think that needs to be changed. Generally, now, I would always put from an overall view or overall, just to be clear, it's an overview. The budget increased by 4.6%. Right, so that doesn't work as an overview. Is there anything else? No. All you need is to identify, like the criteria said, key trends and features. Right? That's gone up, that's gone down, that's not changed. So if we look at, is that one mine? Yeah. So key trend, funding from all sources increased. Key trend 1. Greatest growth from taxes. Okay. Expenditure, that's gone up, that didn't change, that went down. Right? That's what we need for an overview. National government's allowed to share despite other sources as the lowest proportion. Lowest proportion of what? Regarding the ways of spending, you mean expenditure. Officers and staff salaries about freedom. So, right, that needs to be reworked, like in my example. Regarding the table, by £14 million, well, you would put the budget in 2018 was more than the previous year by £48 million. Right, hang on, let me put some changes on here. Right, yeah. Including national government. No. Now, the pound sign goes at the start. It goes kind of here, the pounds. Local taxes and other sources. Now, right. The budget for other sources, vacillation. What is that? So if it was negligible, then it's not noteworthy, is it? It's like, it's noteworthy to say that it was insignificant. How is that worthy of note? So that doesn't really work either. Pie charts, salaries decreased. Salaries did not decrease. Expenditure on salaries decreased, not the salaries themselves. So that doesn't work either. A rise, investment. So that needs a bit of work, I think. Okay, the table provided 3 different sections for UK police in one area about the way the budget. Okay. The way the budget is allocated among 3 different parts. Well, kind of. You don't really need that though. Just it shows this. It's in the UK. It's in these years. It shows expenditure and income. That's it. Table of national governments shows that the national government figures are, or the figure is. So don't forget that subject verb show that the figure much bigger than the other 2 sections, than the other 2 sections. So again, this is not really clearly identifying the key features. If you look at mine, I'll show you again. All right, clearly I identify. That's gone up, that's gone down, that's changed, that's not changed. That's what you've got to do. All right. Okay, the table of total earning budget. National government gave most money. Don't forget your articles. The most superlative. It's not euros. It's pounds. Eh? US police. Are you reading the same chart? So wrong country, wrong currency. Are you sure you were looking at the same picture that we were? I see. Expenditure profile pie chart. The majority. Now we've got so the majority of the UK politic nudge. What does that mean? Politic nudge spent on salary of personnel. Those figures was for technology parts. Figures salary section decrease. What, so decreased? The amount of money for technology was double. Figure was stable. So, again, that needs a fair bit of work also. I can't be bothered. I haven't got time to rewrite, every single thing to rewrite it for you. I just don't. Illustrate the annual budget plan of the police service. Well, it's not in Britain, it's in a certain area, I think it said, of the police service in an area, not in Britain, but in a particular part of it. In the years of, or simply in 2017-2018, the means of collecting fund is displayed. You mean income? Means of collecting, you mean income? Outcome? Outgoings, income, outgoings, in, out. Okay, display the table of charts display section should have been allocated. What's this? Some kind of past perfects? Passive? Should have been allocated definite amount of that gathered budget? No idea what that means. Overall technology area took the greatest. How can you take a benefit of increasing budget raise after a round of the year? I have no idea. That is very badly constructed. Price officers still had diminished a little. Okay. All nourishing sectors were raised there. Supply. I see. In accordance to boost entirely. Right. Whoever wrote this, I would say I would forget IELTS. I would just work on general English at first, because there's several sentences here that make no sense at all in terms of construction, the structure. So, I mean, took the greatest benefit of increasing budget raise after a round of year. The nourishing sectors were raised their supply. No idea. So, say no more. The given chart and table of information by Britain in Britain region, in a region of Britain. No, but still, it's clearer than the previous one. It demonstrates. It doesn't demonstrate. A demonstration is what I would do. I'm demonstrating. This is an illustration. Illustrates the stem. You mean the source? What's your vocab here? Okay. Look, it's not. I suppose you could use distribution instead of expenditure, but okay. As can be clearly seen, the table denotes that compared to the budget and demand increase. So, right, overview. Again, if you want decent scores, you must have a decent overview. What's the key trends and features? I'll show you mine again. Right? That's gone up, that's got down, that's changed, that's not changed, right? Key trends and features. That's what you've got to get used to doing. Because if it's too vague, while the charts have different changes in all aspects. To expenditure, budget. Okay, first to discuss about the table. Well, it's not a discussion. How is it a discussion? You're telling me I can see this, the table shows this, the chart shows that. That's what you're doing. It's not a discussion. The budget in national government, the national government budget, well, it's not a budget, is it? It's sources of income increased by £2.3 million. So this word order doesn't really work. It doesn't make sense. Otherwise, dramatically, is 11 million a dramatic increase? It went up, but was it a dramatic one? Slight increase. We're talking about money uplift. Uplift. Total amount of money increased. Second chart show expenditure percent decrease. Well, the main concept. 158 words. Okay, there's quite a few things there. But again, I'm not going to rewrite all of this. I haven't got time. As a given table, chance with the sort of his budget. Well, you don't need as. Reveal or show. And the scope where the money has been spent. Considerably. Considerably what? The mensch and currency is based on pound. Starting by national governments. No. Overview. Do we have one? No. We don't. We don't have a clear overview. So you would automatically get a penalty. Hang on, tell us a million, add, pounds, add, it increased slightly to 18. Why is it surprising? Why is it a surprise? In what sense is it a surprise? Why is it? It's surprising me. Okay. Let's increase admin pounds. Besides, although the most of the budget was allocated to sales and staff, but this was the sole scope that experience of the. Okay, so there's no change. Concisely. Okay. So, as we can see, right, there's quite a lot for you all to be working on here. Okay, I'll just leave my sample here, and I suggest that you take a look at all the samples. We're going to be doing them all the tasks, and you can see how to construct it, what phrases, how to construct your sentences to show all the details, etc. So I'll just leave that there. You can see more or less all, I think. Okay, so hope that helps.